Alright guys, so I'm at a hire now, a collection. As you can see, the van is pretty chock full and a bit muddy from the weekend. That's pegs, mud from pegs for you, that is. Anyway, this all gets cleaned out after. I'm at a collection, I'm at a customer's house, so this is not a village hall one where it doesn't matter. I'm quite happy to do a video of this, but I haven't asked them permission, and so I'm not going to be putting any identifying things of their house at all. You'll literally be able to see a garden and a hedge behind, which could belong to anybody. So, first things first, tools that I need to take in are this hammer and the crowbar. And on the other side of the van, I can see already is the little blower down there. There's cleaning spray as well. I won't take that in first, but that is something that will need to go in. And then I think, yeah, both of these are part of it as well. But yeah, this video is going to be cut a little bit up just because I don't want to get any of their personal stuff in. Yeah, because I just don't think it's fair if you're not asking permission for that, you know, and as far as I'm concerned, if all you can see is grass and a hedge behind, that could be anybody's garden, nearly anybody's garden in the world, you know. Right. Right, so here we are. This is the first time I've had a look. For some reason the mats are more over to the right than they should be. Not a big deal. There's probably a reason behind it, I don't know. Quick check over the top, I can't see any water. Now, you might be able to see, you might not, but the pegs are all covered, so this is why we inflate them. Oh, bit of water there. But anyway, there's actually 3 reasons why we inflate them. Reason number 1 is there could be damage on the castle. I don't expect that here. There will be hair and grass and stuff. I do expect that here. And also getting to the pegs as well is a lot easier. I mean, you can see here, you can't even get to the pegs without folding the material back. So, I would much rather inflate it. Oh, there's a bit of water on that one as well. Okay. Let's pull these mats back. See, I don't believe it rained last night, but the way the ground sweats when it's hot, and I mean, you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but you should be able to tell that's soaking wet. Right, there's the castle up. Let's get this one out of the way as well. Turn these over so you can just drain off the water quicker. Right. And I will apologise about the camera view today. It's just I really don't want to get any of their personal stuff in it. So, it is a wet castle. It's not sopping wet. And I'll have to look at my diary, because if it is out next weekend, then the only thing I have to do is sanitise. I always do this twice because grass always gets by you. Right, and then I do a quick check of things like, you know, the walls, the ceiling, anything like that. I want to be looking out for biro or face paint. I'm not expecting any at this job either, but You always check. Right, okay. So yeah, there's a bit of water on the castle, but as I say, we need to sanitize it, which we tend to do at the start of jobs. It's quick spray with some biosan. I could do it today, but I actually believe that I'm out of biosan, or certainly not enough. So it won't be a today thing. Right, let me just show you how I take a peg out, and then I'll probably stop recording again for a few minutes. Just because taking pegs out is not easy, one-handed. So, here's a typical peg. It's got a bit of a gap underneath. We tend to smack it a couple of times here, because we think, well I hope, that loosens it up a little bit. And then underneath goes a crowbar and a little pull. It's actually not that bad. There we go. This one is probably a bit more difficult. Sometimes you can get it out straight hammer. Oh, just about. Anyway, I'm going to go around and do that, and then I'll turn off the inflatable and probably come back to you while I'm rolling, or while I'm folding it at least. So I just saw a bit of glue or something, don't know what that was. It's not a problem. Right, all the pegs are out, and then I forgot there's one more video I should do, which is the zip and a quick check inside. Yeah, I mean that's dry inside. So's that. Nothing out of the ordinary. Really should have bought my gimbal. There we go. Right, I'm going to pack away everything else, and then I'll finally come to the castle. See you in a minute. Right, we're on to an important part called walking on the castle. So anyway, I folded in the slide first, which was over that side. I folded that in, then I folded in the left-hand side to a third of the way, then I folded the other side into the other third, so obviously it all lines up. I'm going to walk on this. I've got a couple of mats to take still. I stupidly wore trousers. I don't know what the temperature is today, but I think it is supposed to be something like 36. So it was, yeah, definitely a bit stupid of me to wear trousers. But you know, I had to get here for 10, and I didn't find my shorts. And it's Monday, so I'm never exactly up early on a Monday. Monday is normally reserved for my you know, doing my images and social media and all that type of stuff, loading up videos like this. So this will probably get loaded up either this week, and I'll put it on for this weekend, or for the weekend after. God, it's so hot. Anyway, what I tend to do with my YouTube videos, and I've got a lot of good videos lined up ready to go, but yeah, it's just getting them organised at the right time. This one, thankfully, because obviously it's got no children's faces in it, it doesn't need anything blurring. Whereas normally I've got to blur quite a lot of a video, because, you know, you can't put kids' faces on, obviously. Oh yeah, have you seen all this stuff before? It's got the minimum pressure required. We test that at the start, obviously. The size of the fan, 1.5 horsepower, and there's a manual there. There you go, have a look at that. This is all from a company called Airkey, which, you know, I like Airkey, but they've got their problems as well. I'd like them to be a little bit better. I have been looking at JB Bounce as well, but I can't get my head around why they're £700 more ish, you know, depending on what castle you go for. But I did a like to like comparison. It was £700 more. Anyway, I'm going to roll this away because I can't do that one-handed. Get it on the van, and I'll see you in the van, hopefully. Right guys, well that's done at that property. I'm sorry, I might have to change the sound, the way the sound works here, because my window is down, because I can't really work in this heat. You know, I can't really do much in this heat. It's absolutely ridiculous. It only says 23 in the van, but I think that's a complete lie. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just suffering more than I should be. I don't know. But yeah, sorry if you can hear all the wind. I'll put a filter on it, hopefully, so it should be a bit better. That one took us 40 minutes. That's a fair bit longer than normal. You know, I would have liked to have been in and out in 20 minutes, but there's probably 3 reasons for that. One is I didn't have my kids with me. They've got to make up some of that time, surely. Another one is that, so I'm just checking my sat nav at the same time, and I'm going to go this side because being in a van, it's a pain in the backside to try and do the other turn. Give me a second. There we go. Right, yeah, so one reason is that, you know, my kids are not with me, and obviously they do make a difference. You know, they can move the lighter stuff like the mats and you know, they pick up the pegs and all that type of stuff, so that's great. The secondary thing, of course, is that it's very hot, and that, for me, I don't cope well with the heat at all, so that slows me down quite a bit. And the third reason, realistically, is it's Monday. You know, I've got nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I'm not going to be needing or wanting to rush around like a madman like I do on the weekends, you know. Doing it on the weekends, perfectly fine, perfectly normal. And yeah, pretty horrible as well when the heat's out, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's why it took me about 40 minutes, probably about 35, because obviously I had to set up this camera and I didn't want to do it from inside their house, obviously. Hilltop Farms there, I don't know if anybody's ever been there. It's pretty good. You should have a go and have a bit of a look in there if you can. I only know it because I've done hires in there before. So anyway, I'm parched, so I'm going to go and drive now to go and get a drink. Probably a Rubicon, nice low calories, good, nice and refreshing. And yeah, you know, then I'm back to the lockup, unload, and then I've got the standard stuff that I do on a Monday, you know, which is like sorting out my images, which I've already done, to be fair. I did them yesterday. We had a slightly quieter day yesterday, so that worked nicely. But I think I've still got social media to do. I've got a couple more pages of content to do, because there's a huge amount of content that my website needs. You know, a lot of people compliment me on my website, but to be honest, I think I am so far behind, it's embarrassing. But you know, that's probably just because the way I look at it. You know, I'm looking at it and thinking, well, it's got to be perfect. I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that way. So I've started trying to slow myself down, I suppose. So I only do 5 pages on a week. Now it does make sense because I've been doing the packages lately, and I've split packages from just all packages into things like toddler packages and children's packages and teenager, adult, wedding, and team building. I think team building was the last one I did recently. And I've split those up and I've started putting packages in those different ones. But of course, then I've got to write all the content for the packages. And then also, oh yeah, gazebo was one, I don't know if I said that. And also I've got to write all the content for, you know, the categories as well. And then I think once I've done that, which is going to be a while anyway, I'll concentrate a bit more on the main pages, which again, most of them are, you know, I did all the core pages first, as you can imagine, so I've got a fair few pages to go still though. But I want to split the where to party one as well, because then again I could be more useful to the customer. You know, at the moment it's just a where to party page, and if somebody goes on there, they'll see a lot of very in detailed in detail venue reports, you know, which is what I want them to see, but they won't. It won't be categorized per area, you know, and that's what I think I want to do. You know, put like a Leamington venues page and all that type of thing. But yeah. By the way, I don't know if I said, if the quality of this bit, because, you know, I can see the massive black window sucker thing in it, you know, I'm sorry if the quality's not great. It's the first time I've videoed something like this, you know, the driving part. You know, so yeah. Anyway, for my SEO, I've been using a guy. He's called Stefan Burke. He used to be employed by BCN, which is the people who do my website, Bouncy Castle Network. Now, BCN are not bad. They're probably still the best in the market. I think they are. But when Stefan worked for them, and this is, I don't know, a good probably 10, 15 years ago, they were incredible. And Stefan set up his own business called Trouble. So I would say if you're looking for any SEO stuff, and I think he does websites as well. He doesn't do the website type that I need yet, but he does do websites, you know. But I would say, you know, you've got to check him out. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. And anyway, he created an audio book about my website for me and went over all the issues that I've got. And of course, one of the issues, so I will just say, roads like this are beautiful, aren't they? I mean, just stunning. And I'm really sorry that everything seems a little bit janky. Yeah, it's beautiful road like that, stunning. Yeah, but he created an audio book based on my website, and one of the things he was going over was about my content looking like it's AI written. Well, it mostly would. You know, I'm autistic and dyslexic, so I'm not really out there to start spelling stuff and all that type of thing. But I've come to a middle ground, realistically, where I tell ChatGPT, I put in a paragraph into ChatGPT. By the way, the White Lion, not bad. It's got a 3-star rating on the way I rate stuff, which realistically is not bad. Anyway, yeah, I've come to a middle ground with ChatGPT where I give it a paragraph of what I want to write, and it will spell check it for me, put it in proper English, you know, not American English, because I'm well known for making some errors there. It'll sort out the grammar, and then it'll also suggest things for me, you know, like a title and all that type of stuff. I don't mind it suggesting things for me, so I'm quite happy to do that. Oh, here we go. Roadwork Leamington. I think most people in Leamington will agree it's been roadworks for ages and ages and ages. So this weekend we had a lot out, and mostly outside. Although we did go to TS Norton yesterday, which was a bit of a faff. It's not normally, and it's got nothing to do with the customer. We arrived there, and you know, everything was locked. Absolutely everything. So we had code upon code upon code. It's like Fort Knox to get in. It's incredible. And the other one we did yesterday was the Green Combi Castle, the one that I've just taken down. I didn't take a video of anything else this week. But Saturday was a busy day. We actually started the week realistically on Friday, where I put out 2 castles in Warwick and 1 in Kenilworth. And then Saturday morning we put 2 out in Southam, and then the 1 in Warwick, the TS Norton one. That was Saturday, and then we had all 6 of those to bring in. So the TS Norton one, because it's a village hall, that was a separate one. We brought that in at about, I think it was 2:30. Got that away by 3, and then we did a mad dash, let's call it. So we actually got I think it was 5 separate hires packed away between, was it 5:30? I believe it was. Yeah, 5:30 and 8:30. So what's that? Like a 3-hour span. We went to 5 different locations and collected. So, I mean, I was quite happy with that. We were tight on time everywhere, but I was amazed that we actually were able to do that and keep up with it. I had the kids with me, of course. A couple of the castles were small toddler castles, so that obviously helped, because they're not too bad to put away. Although, weirdly enough, we put away a... what was it? Yeah, no, not the first two. It was the second one. We put away the disco castle with slide, and we had that put away and in the van in 12 minutes. And then somehow the next one we went to, which was a toddler castle, no light or speaker in it, anything like that, so it should be a lot easier. That one took us 18 minutes. Don't know why. I presume we were just a little bit more knackered by then. But you know, it worked. We got it all done on time, which you know, surprises me a little bit. So we're going into Leamington, obviously. We're about to go into Tatchbrook shop. I'm going to buy myself a drink there, as I say, Rubicon. I'm going to see if I can point out any of the village halls, because I don't know what else to say at the moment. You know, there's probably loads of stuff. I'm probably going to bore you now, so, you know, just come off the video if you've made it this long, which would be, you know, incredible in itself if you have. You know, this isn't even one of those videos like a day in the life of. This is more about me testing. Does the driving bit, you know, is that something I should maybe include into some of the videos that I'm doing? Anyway, there's a Sainsbury's that we've just gone past to the right of me. To the left of me down this road is St Mary's Church, St Mary's Road, and there's a hall there. And, you know, in there you could fit the 3D castle. You wouldn't be able to fit this Green Combi Castle that I've got in the back, but you'd fit some of my 3D castles, the standard castles. I don't think I would risk a fun run in there. Again, venues are something that I keep writing about and keep doing better at, but I'm not fully there yet. You know, I need to get better on the measurements, I think. Anyway, down here is like the lower end of town, and there's a fair bit of food stuff down here that I like. Pepe's, for example. I like the spice. I'm only a medium guy though, or mild, isn't it? I think. Is it medium or mild? Can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm certainly never going to try the extreme. Blow my socks off. There is a shop here as well, but there's just no parking for me, so there's no real point in doing that. Yeah, lower end of town. It's quite nice. Nothing wrong with lower end of town. It's not somewhere where I want to live. I live a little bit more out in the sticks, and I'm quite happy for that. But just further up below this bridge and a bit further on than that is Tatchbrook Road. Let's see what my sat nav says. Yeah, about 2 minutes. There's not really many venues down this part of town. Not ones that I know of anyway. There probably are things, but you know, not ones I go to anyway. There's nothing up the Tatchbrook Road that I go to. There is a sandwich shop. I don't know if you'd call it a chain. It's not a chain of sandwich shops. There's only 2 of them, but it's called Sabins, and they've been going for a very long time. And yeah, they're good. They're very good. We have an ambulance here. I think we can go without causing too much problem there. Yeah, they weren't turning where I was going, not down Tatchbrook, so that's good. an umbrella. I mean, it makes sense with this heat. It does make sense with this heat. Well, we're nearly at the end of the journey. Nice having a chat. Kind of therapeutic. Can't say the word now. Even though it's not a two-way conversation, I like to think it probably is a little bit of a two-way conversation. Can we get in here? Yes, good. This one's my favourite shop down here. It's just got such a good range of drinks. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to grab myself a drink. Then I'm going to the lockup and pack away all this stuff if I decide to do it today, which I really should, so I think I probably will. Anyway, see ya. See you on the next one.